Hello, friends. It's Pastor Don here, and it's time for this week's episode of PD on Pop Culture. And this week, I want to talk about a film that I actually got to go and see in a theater without a mask. It was really refreshing. But anyway, the as you all know, here in New Jersey, the mask mandate was lifted on Friday, and actually Friday evening took two of my young ones to go see A Quiet Place Part Two. Now, for those of you who are thinking, "Oh, scary movie," it's really more a suspense film than a horror film. I mean, yeah, there's scary monsters in it, which the same ones that were in the first film. The story picks up pretty much where the first movie left off, and it's about the family, the remaining family, trying to find a place to survive because their farmstead is destroyed, basically, and how they go about that surviving, and then maybe even finding a way to go beyond that and help others. And that, for me, is one of the big keys of this film, is that it is about helping others and not just survival. I think the first one was really about survival. It was about keeping the family together, and that was a huge element of the first film. This one is about not just surviving, but finding a way to be a help beyond yourself and your own family, which is a real Christian idea, right? It reminded me, some of the things that came up for me. There's this passage from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 10. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. There's one scene in particular where the daughter in the family, his name is Reagan, um, decides that she needs to go because she has that. If you saw the first one, she has that hearing aid that causes the monsters to kind of freak out and become vulnerable. She needs to go to where there's a radio signal and to transmit that to try to help other people. She feels like she could almost save the world. Um, and so it begs the question, how far would each of us go to save not just the people that we love and that we care about, but to save even strangers? Um, and the quote is that Reagan's asked why she's going to risk her own life to help fight the creatures, knowing full well that it's extremely dangerous, that she could die even. And she says, because it's what Dad would do. And for us, it's because as Christians, it's we do because it's what Jesus would do. I had that experience once with a group of kids on a mission trip, and there were other teens, other youth there from other churches, and they were doing things that we didn't want our kids to. There was a lot of gossip and there was a lot of infighting and things like that with these other groups. And I pulled our kids aside and I said, look, if you believe you're here for any other reason than to just do what Jesus would do, then you're here for the wrong reason. That's why we do a mission trip, because we believe it's the kind of thing that Jesus would do, so we do it as well. We help others. And there's really that kind of sense of mission to this film that I think is amazing. It is certainly, it's a suspense movie. There's moments of tension, and in fact, I noted to myself when I was in the theater, I think it was there were parts of it when it was the quietest I have ever heard a mostly full movie theater in my life. I mean, just it was quiet on the screen, and there was no noise in the theater. Nobody crunching popcorn or candy wrappers, or you couldn't. Nobody even whispering. It was dead silent. Like those of us in the theater were afraid if we made a noise, the monster would jump out of the screen at us. It was an experience. Well worth seeing in theaters if you are so inclined. If you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask if you go to the theater. And we really, even my younger son, well, not my younger son, but my son, enjoyed the film. Came out of it. He was a little nervous, held my hand a lot, but he really loved the movie. Um, it's like I said, it's not as much a horror film as a suspense film, and for that, I think it's well worth seeing because it's a good popcorn movie. So anyway, Quiet Place Part 2. Go see it if you're like I said, if that's your kind of thing, it's worth seeing. Take care, friends. God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye now.